Welcome to another edition of the KTTH Roundtable, where Bryan Suits and I discuss various topics around a literal roundtable. Let's talk about Seattle City Council did not meet their self-imposed deadline to create a new drug ordinance, and as a result,
like the rest of the state, as
everyone
of the 15th,
else,
as of Wednesday.
Yes. It's actually now a gross misdemeanor. You've seen various law enforcement agencies come out and say, we're going to enforce. In Seattle, not so much. And the reason is actually quite simple. In this case, it's thanks to the mayor. The mayor's office put forward in this ordinance that was designed and discussed behind the scenes a section that says we'll base a lot of this on an executive order and other policies. Except the executive order doesn't exist yet. He hasn't written it. He's had months to do this, and yet it's not yet been completed and won't be completed until mid-September. So you have some council members who are saying, I can't vote on legislation where we don't know what's actually in it. And the mayor's office is basically saying, yeah, no, you should vote for this legislation even though you don't know what's in it. So one of two things is responsible here. Number one, this is them just being their normal incompetent selves and they're always slow and lazy. Or number two, they want to circumvent the process and take more control over drug policy, which maybe is a positive, maybe is a negative. It kind of depends on what's in that executive order, but it sounds like they're going to make it even harder to make arrests.
Well, and this is all because, 2 months ago, Seattle City Council voted 5-4 to not criminalize drug possession and use. This is Andrew Lewis from the district that probably needs it most. He was on Channel 4 last night talking about Camp Unacceptable, the Mercer on-ramp homeless camp with the homicide, several fires, and
rapes.
Then it burned
There's been some rapes. Can't miss those.
And he said that his bar for calling 911 to clear a camp is a credible 911 call that a pyrotechnic or bomb device like the one outside of Harborview.
An IED.
That's his bar.
But you know what? Here's the deal. At least we now know what the bar is, because I used to think that rapes or a murder was the bar to clear an encampment. But if now
there's my bar.
Yeah. My bar is much lower. But if that's going to be the bar, at least now we know. So now we have to wait for an IED, at least in his district, before he's going to step up. Yes, a credible. So don't just call in and say, I hear there's an IED. It doesn't quite work that way. But that's ludicrous.
He's represented by this digit. There's another digit I would like to represent him with, but it's a family roundtable.
Yeah, we can't do that at this particular roundtable. We're going to have to wait for Thanksgiving
behind here
before we get that bad. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. We'll see you next week.